Okay, so let's look at question number 7. The diagram below shows the carbon cycle. Question A, from the diagram, how many processes are Roman numeral 1, removing carbon from the atmosphere; Roman numeral 2, adding carbon into the atmosphere. So they want us to identify the number of processes. In Roman numeral 1, they want us to identify those which are removing carbon from the atmosphere. So those which are removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, we're talking about those which are absorbing carbon from the atmosphere. And in this case, we realize the only process which is absorbing carbon from the atmosphere is photosynthesis. So the answer is 1. Since they're saying how many processes, they want us to state the number. So how many are removing carbon from the air? So the answer is 1. Okay, Roman numeral 2, how many are adding carbon into the air? So how many are adding carbon into the air? So we're talking about those processes which are now releasing carbon into the atmosphere. So those which are releasing carbon into the atmosphere are the ones which are adding carbon into the air. So let's count. So we have respiration, which is animal and plant, and we also have combustion, okay, which is emissions there. So there are two processes which are adding carbon into the air, because we are saying two. Why? Because animal respiration, root respiration, and the plant respiration, these are just the same. Okay, these are just the same. They are all respiration. Then the other one is emissions, which is coming from factories. It is also releasing carbon monoxide. So our main interest is carbon. So how many are adding carbon into the atmosphere? The answer is 2. How many are removing carbon from the atmosphere? The answer is 1. So those which are removing carbon from the atmosphere, 1. Those adding carbon into the atmosphere, 2. Okay, question B. Name 2 other activities not in the diagram which add more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So you can talk about a bushfire. Okay, you can also talk about vehicle emission. Okay, you can talk about bushfire or just burning in general, burning, and then you can also talk about what vehicle emission. These also add what carbon to the atmosphere. Okay, then question C. What would be the consequence of having too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? What could be the consequence of having too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? So the consequence is this can result into global warming. So it causes global warming. It also causes acid rain. So number 1 causes global warming. Number 2 causes acid rain. Okay. Question D. Explain how oxygen and carbon dioxide is balanced in the atmosphere. So oxygen and carbon dioxide is balanced in the atmosphere by the process of respiration and photosynthesis. So you can just say by the process of respiration and photosynthesis. Okay.